Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Vichy Mineral 89 Eye Serum, which contains hyaluronic acid that can help you to hydrate and plump the eye area, as well as caffeine, which helps to depuff eye bags and may lighten dark circles. Now the main questions would be: how often can you use it throughout the day, for whom it is suitable, how much do you need to use of it, where should you apply it, and can you use it along with other skincare products in case you have already a morning and or evening skincare routine. Well, those are the points that I want to get into. You can use this eye serum on all skin types, and it can be used daily in the morning as well as evening. So you can use it once or twice per day daily, which depends on your overall needs. And this serum can be used on its own, where you just would go ahead, wash your face with your daily gentle cleanser, rinse it off, pat the skin dry, then apply the eye serum, use between 1 to 2 pumps, rub your fingers together, and then gently pat it or blend it around the eye contour. Please do not use it on top of your eyelids, and please do not get it into your eyes. Once you are done with the application, you can either just leave it as it is or follow with a moisturizer afterwards if you should feel the need. And during daytime, don't forget sun protection. So this is a very simple, straightforward way on how you can work with this eye serum. However, if you do have other skincare products at home that you usually include in your morning as well as evening skincare routine, the order of application can sometimes be quite confusing, since we're working with an eye serum, not an eye cream. And so then the texture based on the eye serum as well as your other treatments can be important based on what comes first. So I want to share with you a morning as well as evening skincare routine. This is just a pure example, and I kept my main focus on Vichy's products since this is what we're working with. However, I want to get into details on how you can adjust it if you're working with other skincare products from a different brand or maybe different texture, so that you have an idea of when you should use what. So when it comes to a morning skincare routine, you're going to get started with washing your face using a suitable cleanser for your skin type and needs. Then later on, rinse it off, pat the skin dry. If you have a toner at home, this would be the next step after cleansing. Apply it to the skin, leave it on the skin. Then you can follow on with any serums or treatments. In my example, I went with 2 Vichy serums, which in this case you would use before applying your eye serum. And then you can follow on with your moisturizer if you should feel the need, or for example Vichy's Mineral 89 Hyaluronic Acid Booster, since this can act like a moisturizer as well. And then during daytime, follow with sun protection. Now everywhere where you can see optional, you do not have to include it. This is just a pure example to set up an entire skincare routine based on the order of application. When it comes to an evening skincare routine, it's basically the same thing, just without sun protection, and your cleansing step may change. So instead of just using your daily gentle cleanser that you're usually using, you may want to use micellar water at first and then continue with your cleanser, or you may want to do a double cleanse with an oil or balm cleanser at first and then your usual cleanser, depending on how stubborn your sunscreen and your makeup may be to properly remove from the skin, so that you're making sure that everything comes off. So then you may want to do a double cleanse or just continue with your usual daily cleanser and follow the same steps with your toner, your serum, your eye serum, and then moisturizer, and that's basically it. So this would be an entire setup of an evening skincare routine. Now, based on the products that I have picked, with, for example, Vichy's Vitamin C Serum or Vichy's Probiotic Serum, those are, for example, serums that you would use before applying the eye serum, not only based on the texture, but based on the instructions as well. And then you would continue with the rest of your skincare routine. However, if you do have other serums at home from a different brand, the texture really matters. So if you have serums at home that have a thinner texture than Vichy's Mineral 89 Eye Serum, use them beforehand. If you have serums that have a thicker texture, or maybe like a gel or cream-like texture, use it after the eye serum, so that you can basically layer it from the thinnest to the thickest. And what's really important to keep in mind is that it should feel comfortable on the skin. So if you have, for example, a serum where you see, well, they have both a very similar texture, I can't decide which one I should use first, well, try both ways, see what works best for you, and then maintain that specific order of application. There isn't really a right or wrong of what comes first, either your face serums or the eye serum, but this is just a general tip that I can share with you when layering it from the thinnest to the thickest texture. And so this would be it when setting up your morning as well as evening skincare routine. And you can use this serum along with any other skincare products which you may have at home. There aren't any conflicts or issues that you have to be careful with. It's mainly just about making sure that it feels comfortable on the skin and that you're choosing products that are always working the best for your overall skin type and concerns. Now, if you find example routines helpful and you want to go over it in your own time, you can download it in the description box down below so that you can keep this guide with you and basically then start off setting up your skincare routine. But now I want to keep my focus on the entire application. I have a setup right here of different products. They are already in the order of application I want to share with you, but I want to keep my main focus on the cleanser, eye serum, and then a moisturizer, so that you can see a general and simple guide of how you can work with it. Now, based on the example routines that I have shared with you, you are going to leave everything on the skin except for your cleanser. That's the only product that you're going to rinse off. This is also a simple way on how you can remember it. So we are going to get started with the first step, which is washing your face using a suitable cleanser for your skin type and needs. This can be an exfoliating acid cleanser or gentle cleanser. Make sure it feels good on the skin and it does not irritate your skin in any way. Now, if you're using a different cleanser as I do, then please read on the back of the packaging on how you should use your cleanser, since the directions can change depending on the cleanser that you're using. You can wash your face above the sink or in the shower. Both ways are completely fine to do. Make sure that you're able to properly remove the cleanser either above the sink or in the shower before continuing with the rest of your skincare routine. So in this example with Cetaphil's Daily Facial Cleanser, I need to apply it on wet skin. So the first step that I'm going to do is now wetting my face, neck and hands with lukewarm water to warm water, and then I'm going to massage a cleanser onto wet skin. So let's go ahead and do this. Then use about 1 to 2 pumps, about a coin size amount of your cleanser, massage it between your hands and then gently massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. Please make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. So, and once you have massaged it all over your face and neck, you now can go ahead and again rinse it off with lukewarm water to warm water by either just using your hands or use a fresh and soft washcloth in between, which you're going to wet, and this can help you to remove the cleanser a bit better. So now go ahead and take a fresh towel and pat the skin dry. So once you're done with the cleansing step, you can immediately move on to the next step. There's no need to wait in between. Now the next step can immediately be the application of your eye serum. However, if you do have a toner at home, then you are going to use it after your cleansing step before any serums or eye serums. Now if you want to see a specific guide on how you can properly apply your toner, I have a video for you in the top right corner. Then after that, you would move on either onto the eye serum or your usual face serums. Now again, remember, this depends on the texture of your serum. If you have serums that have a thinner texture, use it before the eye serum. If you have serums that have a thicker texture, use it after the eye serum. And in this case, with my example that I have set up, you would use the serums at first and then follow on with the eye serum. So if you have applied your face serums to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off and then move on to the eye serum, or vice versa. When it comes to the application of the eye serum, use between 1 to 2 pumps for both eyes. Now this is basically about 1 to 2 drops because 1 pump is a drop. What you have to keep in mind is that you're using enough for both eyes, but at the same time make sure that you're not overdoing it. It should somewhat absorb into the skin while hydrating the skin. So please do not overdo it. Start off with 1 pump, see how you can blend it on the eye contour, and if you feel like it isn't enough, then add another pump because it spreads out very easily and it really feels very hydrating on the skin and it's non-greasy. So when it comes to the application, use it on the eye contour as well as along the brow bone, but please make sure to not use it on top of your eyelids nor get it into your eyes. Now, it does not specifically say that you should avoid the eyelids, but based on the texture and maybe depending on the sensitivity of your eyes, it's best to avoid your eyelids because it can easily get into your eyes and the skin on your eyelids is very thin. However, if you know that you have very resistant eyelids and you usually use your products on the eyelids as well, well then you can give it a go. But please make sure that you are being careful with it to not get it into your eyes because you do not want to irritate the eyes itself. And so I'm going to use one pump for both eyes. This is enough for me. However, again, feel free to add another pump if you should feel the need. The way that I like to apply it is basically use one pump, which is one drop on the finger, and then I'm going to rub my fingers together and then either gently pat it or blend it on the eye contour. Now once you have applied the Eye Serum, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now you can stop right here if it's going to be your evening skincare routine or when being exposed to the sun during daytime. Don't forget to follow with sun protection afterwards to prevent any premature aging, sun damaged skin or overall sunburn in general. If you want to see a specific video about how you can properly apply a sunscreen, I have a video for you in the top right corner. However, if you now feel the need of moving on to a moisturizer depending on your overall skin type and how it feels on the skin, well then again you can immediately move on to your moisturizer application. I have two examples right here, which is Vichy Mineral 89 Hyaluronic Acid Booster. This can be used as a serum or moisturizer, which is very lightweight, so use about 1 to 2 pumps and then apply it all over your face and neck, or follow with your usual daily moisturizer that's suitable for your overall skin needs. I'm going to use a moisturizer and I'm going to stick to the same line, which is Vichy's Aqualia Thermal Light Moisturizer. They have a rich and a light version. I'm just using the light one. And so when using a moisturizer that is not in a bottle with a pump, but in a jar or maybe in a tube, use about a bean size amount so that you can evenly and thinly apply your moisturizer all over. But again, make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. So about that much, more or less. This can be adjustable depending on your overall skin needs, but make sure that you can evenly apply it all over. So, and once you have applied your moisturizer all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And this can be the last step in your evening skincare routine or when not being exposed to the sun, and that's already basically it. However, again, if you now have sun exposure, then you would apply your sunscreen after your moisturizing step. Now, please remember to always use the Eye Serum before applying your moisturizer, because usually with moisturizers, those are gel-like textures or jelly-like textures or even lotions up to creams. And then you would either way, based on the texture, use your Eye Serum at first and then continue on with your moisturizer. So this is important to keep in mind when doing the layering process. But that's basically it on how simple you can keep it. And of course, add the additional products to your skincare routine if that's what you usually use. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you on how you can properly use Vichy Mineral 89 Eye Serum. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, that you find it helpful. And if you did so, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to know more about skincare and the entire application, I have several videos for you on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to link some of them at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching and learn more about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.